Oh man, retro. So the 905 surveillance team finally got a face picture of the elusive Centennial Night Scalper. Here she is. And boy, do we have some plans in store for her. Teach her to mess up a good hobby for the real collectors.
To be clear, that lesson includes legal stuff, not mafia stuff. We're sending a letter to court. So just to be clear, Snoop wasn't threatening anybody physically or anything like that. We're not threatening anybody physically. We're going to do it legally and go to head office. Like Karen's. But we have a good reason. So updates. It's an update video just to say hi to you guys. Next video is going to be an unboxing video. I'll see to that. I'm on the weird shift. You guys know I hate this shift. But we got a cool update to tell you about the Cadillac and about the whole situation over where we hunt. Where there's some fuckroofery going on with staff members that are like taking stuff out of the back and giving it to other people and doing, like, basically making it so that when the doors open in the morning, anything of value is gone. So we're looking into putting a stop to that, and I'll give you the update on that in a minute.
Yeah, I want to hear about the situation on Centennial with those skid pirates, Shug. Oh, my bad, I mean retro. But let's see what G has done with the caddy first.
What's that Shug? Shug. There was another guy, there's another guy in the hobby that calls me that once in a while when he sees me and laughs about it. What is that? Anyway, let's get on to the project. I cannot wait for those. The bullhorns, by the way, they're coming from a place called Belmont, California. They should be in Canada anytime, I hope. But check out the caddy.
Welcome back, everyone, to the progress on the Boss Hogg Cadillac. It just finished having its clear coat and it's ready to be reassembled. But before that, I'm going to be doing the chrome accents on it using bare metal foil. But there you have it, all painted up, nice and shiny. It's looking good. So I think the hard part's done, and until the next update, we are still waiting for the horns. So until the horns come in, this thing will not be completed, but progress is being made.
So you guys know that I scaled my hunting way back when the gas prices went up. I don't really collect the Hot Wheels and small diecast anymore, but you know that I hunt for the thrill of the hunt, and I have a store close to my work, so I check there on my lunch break, and I check there after work. My lunch break for 2 weeks out of the month, only 2 weeks, happens to be at 7 a.m., which is the best time because a lot of times they stock overnight. So when they open the door, you're getting fresh stock and there's chases, whatever, right? And it's kind of an incentive for lining up in the morning in the cold, the rain, the heat, whatever, all elements. So anyway, a few months back, we noticed that we were having a big dry spell, and it wasn't the after Christmas dry spell. This was a weird one. And why it was weird is because we were having fresh stock, but all the cherries were plucked out of it. For example, the car culture with the black chases in them, we'd have those and there'd be missing a car. Now, the funny thing is, at 11 p.m. the night before when the store closed, none of the stuff was out. Like, it was not put out yet. So how are these chases and like the sets of Hot Wheels cars? So you get 5 cars in a set, and usually there's one really hot car. Lately it's been like Honda Civics and stuff for the younger generations. And we would find, you know, four sets of the cars minus the hot car. Okay, so for months we're wondering what the heck is going on. Now, you know that I wouldn't just accuse anybody without proof. You guys probably know my character, just the ones that have been watching me for a while. I wouldn't just accuse somebody on a guess, okay? Now, the reason I know this lady's involved with it is because I seen her with my own eyes. That's right. I seen her doing it with my own eyes. How did I see her if she does it when the store is closed, are you asking? I didn't break in the store. What happened was, and I bet you this lady probably regrets it now, but one Friday, it was Friday morning, it was a nice day, sun was coming out. We were waiting out front at the front doors for the store to open. I was on my lunch break, and it got to be 5 minutes to, and the lady was in a good mood, and she said, you know what, guys, go ahead. It's 5 minutes early. Have a good day. Happy Friday. Whatever she said, right? Nice old lady. So me and the other gentleman that goes in the morning, I see him every morning, talk to him all the time. We round the corner of the toy aisle, and they had a ton of new stuff out. New die-cast. But to our surprise, there's an employee standing there with a shopping cart, and she has her phone out on eBay, like pricing Hot Wheels, and she's got her cart stuffed with anything of value. Like she has those sets I told you about. They had yellow Spoon Civics in that. She had every yellow Civic. Like she pulled all the cherries out of everything. She had some black cheese. Like her cart was loaded, like loaded, okay, with just everything she had aftermarket value, like secondary market value. So me and the gentleman in the morning, who I'm not going to name, he's a lot older than me, but he's a very friendly guy. But he would vouch for me and say that it happened if I needed it. Me and him each managed to get one of the car culture sets each. I can't remember what the hot car was for it. It was not the Spoon Civic. It was a set that was out at the same time anyway. It had a really hot car. So the only things left, she left 2 sets minus the hot cars. So me and him each have a set, and we're looking, and we each have 4 cars in our hands looking at each other, and she's got all the good stuff. Light bulb comes on in my mind. Like we figured out what she was doing, but light bulb. I said, oh, you got the good ones. I'll take a couple of those. And she looks at me kind of weird. I said, well, you work here, right? So I assume you must be putting them out because you're here when the store is closed. So I said, you have all the good stuff. You have like 8 of those. So I'll take 2 of them. Thank you. Because like I said, she works there. And she had everything. And when we turned the corner of that aisle, let me tell you, she looked like a deer in the headlights. Like she didn't know what to say. So anyway, and she's always wearing a face mask whenever she's up to no good. Like COVID's long over, but whenever she's doing this die-cast shit, face mask. So anyway, we seen her red-handed. So me and the other collector, as we're leaving with our 1 set each, while she has, boxes of stuff like premium Hot Wheels, everything. We say, we figured out where our dry spell's coming from. Because like I said, the store's closed at 11. There's nothing out when the store closes. And then there's a bunch missing out of it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, right? And we had an idea it was an inside job, but that proved it. Like if we didn't walk around the corner, if her friend didn't let us in 5 minutes early that day, the gig might not be up because we couldn't prove it, right? So that was our proof. So anyway, it kept happening, like bad. Like she's not leaving anything. Like it's a difference if you take some stuff and leave the rest, but she's obviously fencing it off to people, whatever, because she takes everything of value. So I started telling my little crew about them, right? Like I told Giuliano about her, like what she looked like, stuff like that. I told Dave, I told everybody, just keep an eye because this is happening at that store. So if you see this person, see if she's like pilfering stuff off the skid or whatever. And that's another thing. If she had she's smart the way she was doing it, because she was timing it. So basically, they would crack the door right at 7 a.m. and let us in. As we're walking over to the toy aisle, she's walking over to the manned till. She would never go through the self-checkout because then people can see her ringing out. She would always go through the manned till, and one of her friends would check her out. And she always has blankets over, like she's so super sneaky, knows exactly what she's doing. If you're not doing anything wrong, you don't gotta sneak, right? So yeah, so that's what she was doing. Like, we would be walking in and she's cashing out as we're walking in. Now, if you beat us fair and square, all the power to you. You know what I mean? Like, we don't care. It's competition. We enjoy competition. That is not competition. Like, super treasure hunt means hunt, not super treasure pilfer boxes, super treasure run around, act like a goof, hunt, right? Don't run around, act like a goof. And that's what that's doing when you work at. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'll be straight up honest with you guys. If I had that ability to do what she's doing, I would do it. But you guys know what I would do with it. My friends would have no wants, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't be making a dime. My friends would have no wants. Like, I would be doing what I'm doing now, but I'd have a lot more stuff. So yeah, I would do it myself, but it would be for a good cause. And what she was doing is she started telling people it was for her grandson and this and that, but the collectors are noticing what she's taking, and they're like, that's not for her grandson. So she's developed quite a rep around this area. Like, everybody knows who it is and they know what's going on, because collectors are a tight community, they talk, right? So what her plan is now is she starts at 11 a.m. and she's there till 7 a.m. And a couple weeks ago, we got a brand new dump bin, and it was supposed to have 11 of those little bumblebee, you know, the transformer. We got the bin fresh in the morning. Well, fresh other than her. She had like a vacuum cleaner taken every single treasure hunt, every bumble. Like, this is why we're mad. You know what I mean? Like, we're running in all excited because we know this wasn't there at 11 and everything's drained out of it. Like, we spend an hour going through it for nothing. So she's taken to do that. It takes time. So she must be taking time on her work to do it, but whatever, that's none of my business, right? So anyway, so this keeps going on. So she drained that bin a couple weeks ago, and there's people getting mad. And I guess what she does now, she starts work at 11 when the store is closed and stays till 7. But she shows up at about 9 or 9:30, and she will actually camp in the store and hang out waiting for that toy skid to come out, because that's usually when they come out, 9:30, 10. And she just camps there right till the store closes. If a skid comes out, she pilfers it. If it doesn't, because she's allowed to take off it. She has a Walmart uniform. And the worst thing about it is me and my friends have to stand there and watch her doing it, right? But she's not supposed to be doing it. So fast forward till now. So we're getting a letter in place. We're not going to go. We don't think her supervisors know, just because of how sneaky she's being. The way she brings everything out the door covered in blankets away from the cameras, stuff like that. We don't believe her management knows, but to be safe, we're going to go over her head. That way it's not just, oh, she won't do it again, and it's her friend that's the manager, right? So we're going through corporate. We're drafting a letter, like a good one. I'm not drafting it. It's going to be a good one. And it's not going to be laden with swears. And there's a group of us, like a large group of us, that are going to sign it, like people that have witnessed her doing this. Somebody sent me her picture. By the way, it's legal to take somebody's picture or film, at least in Canada, it's legal to take a picture or film in a public place, as long as it's a public place where there's zero expectation of privacy. That's what it is. This picture that was sent to me was not taken at the stores, so that makes all that difference there. But yeah, you guys know me. I wouldn't be photoshopping pictures if she wasn't doing what she's doing anyway. And I'm not getting too mean with it. I mean, I put her head on a vulture's body. I would have put it on a termite body if I could, but, you know. But anyway, so fast forward till tonight. So lately me and G have been going around 9:30 because we've scored at that time. If I have energy, I go at 9:30 at night if I'm on the morning shift, just to have a gander. I messaged G tonight. I said we should head over there. We'll both have a look together because me and him make a good team. And we got there, and to our surprise, who we call, I don't say names, but who we call the Centennial Night Scalper, she was there, and there was a young guy there, and he's on his cell phone, and he's hovering around the toy skid, and he's talking to somebody, and he's saying, yeah, I'm here, man, yeah, there's no Hot Wheels on the skid yet, blah, blah, blah. It's like he's telling somebody to bring stuff out to him. I'm thinking, who is this? Like, I've never seen you in my life, and I come here every day the past 2 years. Like, who are you, right? Like, you're calling into the back to get stuff brought out. Do you work here? You know what I mean? So I didn't say anything, and G mills around for a while, and just to see if any toys are being brought out, whatever. Nothing nefarious. We were there legitimately to hunt. They just happened to be there. So as I was later on out front, they're out front of Walmart. The guy that was trying to call in the back for the skid and his girlfriend, and they had a baby in the stroller. And so G's with me. So I walk over because I'm curious, right? Like, there's no aggression in my voice. I've got Giuliano with me, so I'm not gonna, because I respect the hell out of him, I'm not gonna walk up and just act like a thug to the guy and embarrass him or get him in trouble, you know what I mean? I was on my best not even a swear came out of my mouth, actually. I walked up friendly and I said, hey, you're a collector, right? Do you collect? And as I'm walking up to talk to him, I'm smiling and stuff. Who comes out of the shadows but the Centennial Night Scalper herself? Like, she was crouched down I didn't see her. She was crouched into a corner. And she's standing there watching me talk to him. And they all know each other. Like, they're together. And I said, wow, I said, so I guess you're a collector. I said, that's probably why you're talking to her. I said, because she's grabbing everything for everybody. And him and me were talking all right. There was no aggression or anything. And then the funny thing is, and I'm sure it's happened where guys have gotten in trouble over this before, but his wife, girlfriend, whoever it was, and has a kid, and it's got nothing to do with her. Like I said to her, like, I'm not talking to you. Like, it's got absolutely nothing to do with you. You're standing there swearing at me. You know what I mean? Feed it. Like, you're the one being aggressive. Him and me are talking. You know what I mean? And she was just trying to pour gas on it, and then she comes out and says to me, "You're accusing him of stuff." And that's the thing. I hadn't accused him of anything. They accused me first of knowing a lady named Debbie. We heard all about you. You know Debbie, and she brings stuff out from the back, and that's why he can't find anything. And she's pointing at her husband. And I said, I'll admit, guys, that's when I swore. I said, Debbie? Who in the F is Debbie? That's the first time I swore. Who in the F is Debbie? I said, lady, I don't know who you're thinking of, but I don't know anybody called Debbie. Oh, yeah, right. You don't have to lie. I said, I do not know a single employee in there. I don't know any of their names. And I've been coming here a couple years. I said, he just told me you guys come from Mississauga, which is weird. You're coming all the way here from Mississauga. He told me he comes here because people are dickheads to him, which I can see. It's a bigger place than that, right? And Hamilton's a little bit smaller and a little bit slower paced here. So I could see that being a legit reason. But what I did ask him about, I said, it's weird because I live here and you know Debbie, or at least you know her name. I don't know who she is. You're standing here with her, and she's the one that we've been watching rob us for months. I said, you know what, bud? You're accusing me of knowing Debbie and having an inside, and Giuliano is watching this whole thing, right? I said, since you think that I have an inside source, let's walk in. Let's go find Debbie. Oh, no, no, let's go find Debbie. I said, since you've said that, let's go find her. I called his bluff. So we walk in the store, we're walking around looking everywhere. And I said, I don't even know. Oh, I know how she looks. She has a weird eye. He said, something about her eye. I said, okay, I have no idea who that is. I don't remember seeing an employee. The only employee I remember with weird eyes, and it was both eyes, was that psycho that was accusing me of shoplifting that got fired. Okay? But I don't know. I didn't even know her name. So we're walking around. Finally, I say, okay, let's go to customer service and see if they can page this person or see if she even exists, right? So we walk up and he starts asking for Debbie. And they start asking him, why do you want to see Debbie? Or like, Debbie from where? And he said, from the toys, from toy section. And that sounds sketchy as all heck, because they know me from being in the store. It probably looks like we're going to actually ask Debbie for toys or something, right? And they're all looking at us like, kind of like, okay, well, why do you want her? I said, you go ahead and tell them, bud. I said, you're the one that, you know what I mean? You said all this. Your wife said all this, you know? So you go ahead. I said, it's kind of embarrassing. And he goes, there's a rumor going around that this guy here knows Debbie and that she's hooking him up. And the ladies were like, hooking him up? Like, what are you hooking him up with what? And he goes, with Hot Wheels, with diecast, blah, blah, blah. And they're looking at him like, oh my God, right? And I'm standing there. And I said, and they ended up saying, okay, we're not going to call Debbie. And then all of a sudden, his wife comes over. Blah, 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 blah. And she's, let me tell you what happened, blah, blah, blah. And she starts spinning some tale about how I walked up on them aggressively outside. Like, basically sounded like I walked up pulling a heavy on the guy outside. In front of people, in front of his kid, everything. And that didn't happen. And not to mention, they were standing at the door we were going in. So, but anyway, she starts spinning some tale. I said, okay, well, I'm done here. You could spin whatever tale you want. I'm leaving. I said, bud, are you good now that I don't know Debbie? Oh, yeah, I'm good. Blah, blah, blah. I know you don't know Debbie now. I said, okay, cool. I said, so that's it. You know what I mean? And he had told me that he doesn't take anything, that he comes here and he doesn't find anything because I'm taking everything. And he said that, he heard that I get everything from Debbie, whoever this mysterious Debbie is. I still have to find out. And what else was it that he said that was interesting? He comes here from Mississauga. Oh, first he said he comes here every day. And I said, no, I've been coming here. I've never seen you. Because I said to him, I said, it's one thing if you're, like I said, but there's people that come here and line up in the morning in the rain, the snow, just for the excitement. Like, I don't even collect this stuff. I'm doing it for my friends. You know what I mean? Like, literally everything I get. I collect 118 cars. I don't collect any of this now. And that's just spoils it for everybody. Oh, I know. I come here too. And I said, you don't come here and lie. I said, I've never seen you, bud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then he go, oh no, I meant Mississauga. I said, okay. Like, and maybe I misheard him. Maybe he meant Mississauga. But I could tell by the way he was talking to me, he was slick. Like, he was, when he said about Mississauga and that, I had him tap dance, and I said, it's strange, because I don't know any of these workers. You're telling me you're from Mississauga, you know two of them by name, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that was the story that he was trying to say. And he was saying that the Centennial Night Scalper told him that I'm the one taking everything and doing everything and blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know if he's making that up and was trying to blame her because he was having to deal with me, you know what I mean? But that's what he said. He tried saying that I don't even know her first name. That the Hamilton Night Scalper that I put the bird wings on it, I don't even know her name. Yeah, but that's yeah, I'm just baffled by the whole thing. Crazy. I know Debbie. There was one time I used to be allowed to stand in the lobby, the group of us in the wintertime. They would let us stand in the inside lobby, but they wouldn't let us go into the store. They'd let us stand in there to keep warm. And I remember somebody put a Facebook post that I broke into the store. Like that, they put it in ODA and everything. They made a post in Ontario Diecast Addicts about some guy breaking into the store at Centennial Parkway, and then somebody tagged me, and come on, dude, really? Like, these people really get this way? But yeah, the most aggressive person was the female that, like I said, swearing with a kid in the stroller. One thing that he said to me, it was funny. He says to me, and you know, I have an autistic son, or I think it was son that he said. I said, Bud, don't bring that into it. Like, you have no idea. Like, I have a 16-year-old that's autistic that can say a handful of words to me, you know what I mean? There's no need to bring that into it because you don't know me. Like, that's same. So that's, in fact, you never know. Like, your son could have it to a worse degree than my daughter. Who knows, you know what I mean? But I didn't think that was relevant to bring up. But anyway, by the end of the convo, he seemed friendly, like he was being more respectful, shook my hand, stuff like that. And that was the end of it. He stuck to his story. He said he comes here from Mississauga because basically the people there are assholes, and yeah, that he comes here from Mississauga because the people there are assholes, and it's just a coincidence that he knows the people there. He doesn't get hooked up at all. Maybe he doesn't realize we overheard him on his cell phone. I don't know. Gonna take him at face value though. I just said, okay, well, whatever it is, just stop. You know what I mean? Because it's not worth somebody, like, you're literally gonna cost her job. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's knock it off. Like, we don't want to get anybody in trouble either, but we're also not gonna have people just ruining the hobby. Like, that store, there's other Walmarts in Hamilton where people act like savages. Like, soon as the door is unlocked, they run. Grown men running. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen here. Like, we're all respectful. We chat. Nobody takes from one another. You know what I mean? Like, we have a real good atmosphere there. And then we got people, well, I'm taking it at face value. We don't have people doing it. So I'm going to assume that it's going to stop happening. So I hope anyway, because it's not worth somebody losing a job. But anyway, that was the update on that. Yeah, just something interesting that happened tonight. I actually got to put a face to the person that was showing up and knew that lady. So, but yeah, I just, like I said, black and white, explained it to him, but it was the funniest thing in the world when he tried to say it was me and I was getting hooked up by a lady named Debbie, because you guys know how long I've been going on about this. And you guys know what I find because I share it with you guys. I'm a content creator for stuff I hunt up. So if I find something in the store, you guys see it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Sorry about the rant. I thought some of you guys might find it interesting, a little bit with the saga that's going on. Update on the Cadillac. And like I said, the next video will be unboxing something, because I'm jonesing myself. We got to do an unbox. Old Retro's jonesing himself here. And he's got to go to bed. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Do me a favor and just give me a and afterwards click subscribe and share it. As always, guys, happy hunting. Don't let the Centennial Night Scalper get you.